Ricardo, was that a late stoppage, you think?
A late stop, I don't know. He was really wobbly. He was telling me after the fight that he had more. I believe him, but from the look in his eyes when I was hitting him, it was almost like he was going in and out. You know.
What were you thinking after you hit him and he was sort of like just wobbling but not going down?
I was like, Jesus Christ, why isn't this guy falling on the ground? And I'm glad it got stopped when it did. I was starting to get pretty tired.
It looked like you tried to shake out your arms a little bit, just for a moment though. But were you starting to, fill up a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit, man. I was attacking and almost punched myself out there for a second.
Would that have been a momentary, or would you have been able to recoup?
No, I would have been able to recoup. I mean, my whole training camp has been great. My conditioning was on point, so I'm able to really gas myself out and then recuperate. You know, if the round would have ended, I would have been fine after that minute break.
It looked like you wanted to go to the body when you were mixing it up, but most of the targets were to the head. But was there just not an opening?
I did get one good body shot in there, I think, at some point. But I mean, when you see blood like that, you got to attack. And I felt like every punch I threw, I was like, okay, one more and he'll go down. Okay, one more and he'll go down. And, like, he's got a lot of heart, man. I got to tip my hat to him.
What were you saying afterwards when you were yelling after you beat him? I think you did a number 3 or something. What were you saying?
Yeah, well, before the fight, there was, he was talking a lot. So I just wanted to cement that, that's my spot right now where I'm at, and I'm not going anywhere.
The rankings.
The rankings.
Right now. What do you see the next logical move, considering where things are at?
I don't know, man. I'm not even thinking about that right now. It was a really long, hard camp, being away from my family and everything. Got pretty depressed there, and now I just want to concentrate. I want to spend time with them, and next step immediately is I'm going to be opening up a UFC gym in Naperville, Illinois. So we're almost ready. We're locking down a space right now, and we got to get that rolling.
How did that come about?
It's something. No, I didn't approach them. It's something that's kind of been on my radar. After I found out that they were opening the gyms all over, I went and met with one of the owners in Chicago, and then got the contact info for the team here, and we've been talking about it for a while now, but now it's starting to come together.
You mentioned you were depressed. Obviously you missed your family, but you were in Florida?
I was in Florida, and yeah, my wife and kids stayed back in Illinois.
Is that common for you, or is it now that you're a dad?
It's not too common. I mean, I've done it twice so far. In the first camp, I missed my son's first steps. They were back here in Chicago. I was in Florida. The second one, I left early, came back for like a week for my son's second birthday, and then had to go back again. But it's tough, man. I need that release from my family after the gym. Going back to an empty apartment, it was just depressing every day.
Will you change things? Do you think you'll have to train closer to home?
It's a possibility, or maybe see if I could bring them, but it's hard with a toddler, man. I usually drive down, so trying to keep him entertained in the car for 24 hours is next to impossible.
Did you do anything to facilitate you doing any of your camp there, or that's just a separate business venture?
If I'm home, I'll definitely, it's going to be kind of easy for me to train there, so I'll definitely do some training there, but I'm still going to be going to Top Notch and my other gyms, MMA Masters in Miami, whenever. I just got to figure out how we're going to do it.
It kind of seems like with this career move, it's kind of a bit of a career shift. You'll be spending a lot of time getting this gym going. You sort of anticipate you'll be taking a small break from the hard, rigorous training, and kind of spending, because it's a bit of work and getting the gym started.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to juggle both, but I'll manage to find a happy medium between the two and get everything done.
Because it was a great win, are you more pumped to sort of get back in there quicker, or are you still going to take a little bit of a break, get the gym going, and then sort of see if you can come back later this year?
I'm going to take a little bit of a break. I sprained my neck in camp like the second to last week, and like it just started feeling better towards the end before the fight, and now I'm feeling it's getting real stiff again. So I'm going to get that taken. The neck, I don't like messing around with neck stuff, so I'm going to get that taken care of, and hopefully everything's all right.
How did you sprain it?
In conditioning, we're kind of doing like fight simulations, takedowns against the wall. I was in on a single leg on someone, and he was stuffing my head real good, and for some reason I lost my balance. I fell to my butt, and he came down on top of my head, so it kind of all compressed, and I just felt a bunch of cracking right at the base of my skull.
Wow. So you consider pulling out? Was it that bad?
I went to see. I was seeing the chiropractor like every day after that. He was giving me a lot of therapy and stuff, so he made it feel to the point where I thought I'd be okay fighting with it.
You were obviously supposed to fight Korean Zombie. That was a very intriguing fight because of what you did in this last one. Were you bummed when they gave you Jason Knight, or did you feel like that was the only way?
I wasn't bummed. I've seen Jason Knight fight for a while, and I was actually, pretty impressed by him. I think the first fight I saw that really impressed me was, sad to say, but it was right after his dad passed away. He ended up dedicating the fight to his father. I think that was the first time I saw him fight, and I was like rooting for him in the fight. I didn't know who he was at the time, but since then he's been on my radar, and I enjoy watching him fight. He's an exciting fighter.
Did you know you were a slight underdog going into this fight?
Are you serious?
At all?
Man.
Top five for so long.
Rodney Dangerfield. So I get no respect. I didn't know that. I didn't know I was the underdog.
Very slight.
Very slight.
Yeah.
Well, I'm used to it. So keep betting against me.
Are you hoping Frankie Edgar beats Max Holloway? Because that's more of an opening for you.
I'm not hoping one way or the other. I think if I just keep doing what I'm doing, I'll eventually get back up there no matter who has the belt.
How close were some of those leg locks in the attempts?
Now he asked me the same thing in the cage, and they weren't close. I was fine.
You told me at media day you wanted to stay out of his guard on the takedown. You did it first, but then you actually ended up back in it.
Right? Yeah.
How did that happen?
He recomposed guard very well. So like I said, he's real limber with his legs, and I just had to be patient in there and not try and pull out of rubber guard, because that's the one thing you don't want to do. So I kept him stacked. I kept putting pressure on his head. That's why I moved to the cage. I put his head against the cage, put my forehead into his chin, and was just putting a lot of pressure to make it uncomfortable for him. So hopefully he would let go of the rubber guard. He didn't. So at some point when I felt